What's up, everyone? This is FP Sticks. Season 4 is here. How have your battles been going in Go Battle League? I'm actually kind of a fan of this new rating system that Niantic has implemented for Season 4, where you essentially don't get an ELO rating until you hit rank 9, from what I understand. And so it kind of feels like all these battles leading up to rank 9, you can kind of just mess around with some new teams and not have to worry too much about rating or anything like that. So what you're going to be seeing today are literally my first sets in Season 4. I believe I have 2 sets here. I don't think I performed that well. Even in rank 1 and rank 2, I was getting matched up against people that hit rank 10 previous season, and you can tell because of that pose, right? And so I definitely think there still is a hidden ELO rating, even though you might not see it, because it seems to still be pairing you with people that are around your same skill level or around your same rating. And pretty much all my sets and battles so far this season have still been pretty tough. There haven't really been too many like easy win games where I felt like my opponent wasn't at my skill level. Like these have definitely been some challenging battles for sure. So I think I use a couple different teams here. Oh yeah, I got my Azumarill against Sunny Cherrim in the back. I did not want to stick around to get Solar Beam, so I left. Let's see, Scrafty Lead. At this point, I was probably running my Scrafty Hypno and then Azumarill in the back, most likely. This Scrafty into Skarmory Lead. In the 2 shield, you can go straight Power Up Punch or straight Foul Play. I tend to like to go straight Foul Play, because otherwise, if you go straight Power Up Punch, there's actually no need for the Skarmory to shield at all. Pretty sure they can just take a 2 shield advantage, which is not great. So I'm going to let this go through and take the shield advantage, and then I'm going to come out with my own Azumarill to bubble this thing down. This is most likely just a Sky attack, no need to shield this. And then able to bubble it down, really good for me, kind of sets up Azumarill, and they have their own opposing Azumarill in the back. But I know that my Shadow Hypno also has some play against this Azumarill. As you can see, I'm consistently over farming in energy here to try to throw off my opponent with how much energy I have. But they are also over farming. I'm recognizing that. They just go for the Ice Beam, so I'm going to switch in my Hypno right now and get a jump start on energy. If this is a Hydro Pump, it is going to do a lot of damage, but it's only a play rough, unfortunate. But I'm able to Confusion down the Azumarill, and in the back is a Medicham, so this is definitely favorable for my Hypno here. Obviously, if I was running Shadow Ball, I'd be able to hit this Medicham for super effective damage. These Confusions are only hitting for neutral because of Medicham's fighting and psychic typing. And then, luckily, the Confusions still chunk for sure. Shadow Hypno is such a beast. It's definitely like one of my favorite Shadows in the game. Obviously, Shadow Machamp is just absolutely nasty as well. But these Confusions from Shadow Hypno are really nice, and I really enjoy running the double punch moveset on Hypno, the Fire Punch and Thunder Punch. It just gives you coverage against anything that you'll see in the meta. You essentially won't be walled by anything, which is really nice. So Scrafty into Alolan Marowak is not as favorable as you would think, because the counters are still double resisted. Yeah, the Foul Play is going to do a nice chunk, but it's not enough to one-shot the Alolan Marowak, and the Fire Spins from the opposing Alolan Marowak still hit for neutral. But luckily my Scrafty is totally able to avoid this Azumarill here. I'm going to let this go. It is a play rough. I know I'm going to be able to survive it, and then I'm able to Confusion down this Azumarill. I'm anticipating the Alolan Marowak to come out and farm, but luckily these Thunder Punches are still going to do a decent chunk, and I still have my own Azumarill in the back to handle this Alolan Marowak. I should be posting a video tomorrow, most likely, featuring some sets using Galvantula. You guys have probably seen Galvantula everywhere with that new edition of Lunge. Here it is, right here. I'm going to go for a Power Up Punch here. I don't even get the shield, so I'm in a absolutely horrible spot. This Galvantula is going to sweep my entire back line. Probably should have thrown the foul play there, but I figured that since both shields were up, they weren't going to shield. I was completely wrong. I do get a shield with that power-up punch, which is really good. Really hoping that they let this foul play through, but they shield it, and I am in a world of hurt now. Poor little Azumarill is going to get decimated by these discharges. Ouch. And then they bring out a Alolan Marowak. I needed to be able to farm that down to throw energy onto the Galvantula, but it wasn't going to happen. They played that very well. Good game to my opponent. Sweaty rank 1 battles. Alright, another Alolan Marowak lead. Again, it's a playable matchup. Oh, they are running Hex though, instead of Fire Spin, so it makes it slightly more favorable for Scrafty here. The Hexes are resisted. They go straight for Bone Club. Which, yes, it does hit for neutral damage, but Shadow Ball is actually still the way to go here, because you get stab on it and it's a better move all around. Bone Club is a really terrible move. So they're still going straight for Bone Club, and I know this is just another Bone Club, so I'm not shielding any of this. And I'm very curious as to why they were staying in. They make a nice catch on Skarmory here. I still have my Azumarill for the Alolan Marowak, so I'm actually going to bring out Hypno here. The confusion damage plus this Thunder Punch should be enough to take it out. I do want to leave this with some stored energy though, so I can throw a move on whatever else is going to come out. If it's an Azumarill, I'll have a Thunder Punch for that. If it's most likely the Alolan Marowak again, which it is, and this Thunder Punch is still going to do a nice chunk. It gets the last shield there, which is very surprising to me. They're farming up a lot. They have to Shadow Ball me to take me out. It's just another Bone Club, so at this point I'm wondering if this Alolan Marowak only has Bone Club, because that's all that I've seen. As I'm just going to switch in my Azumarill. Guess what they're going to throw? It's another freaking Bone Club. I think they've thrown about 7 or 8 Bone Clubs on me at this point. And then Azumarill against Stunfisk in the back. This is totally favorable for me. Shields are down on their end, so if I was running Hydro Pump, obviously this would be a little bit better for me, but it's totally fine. Azumarill can tank these Earthquakes all day. It takes 2 Earthquakes plus a lot of Mud Shots to KO an Azumarill, especially if you have a high IV one, and my Azumarill is a rank 1. I'm able to bubble down the Stunfisk. Out comes that Alolan Marowak. The Bone Club Alolan Marowak, able to bubble it down. Scrafty and the Umbreon is literally the best thing you could ever ask for. So they switch in Deoxys. The nice thing is that I still have Azumarill in the back to handle that Umbreon. So it wasn't as imperative that I switch out, but obviously Scrafty on Umbreon is like the dream scenario. I am up in shields, and I'm thinking to myself, how important is it to maintain switch advantage here? Because this defense Deoxys, especially when my Hypno is not running Shadow Ball, is a little scary. They switch in their Umbreon, very nice play. So seeing that they have the Fence Deoxys, there is a case to be made that I should have switched in Azumarill here, because it tanks these last resorts a little bit better than Scrafty. And unfortunately these power-up punches just really don't do that much damage. And they still have that defense Deoxys. I think they make a really nice play here coming up shortly. Yeah. So check this out. I shield this, and then they make a swap into Deoxys, and I'm not able to click the foul play. So they counter me down. Really solid play on their part. And at this point, I'm pretty much screwed, because I am down in shields. I essentially have to bubble down this Deoxys. I know I'm going to get hit by a Thunderbolt. Really not good. The Umbreon is still alive with very low health. And what is in the back? What is in the back? It's a freaking Ludicolo. So there was no hope of winning this here. Very nice play by my opponent. Even though I had that very favorable lead, their fast swaps really put me in a world of hurt here. Okay, changed up the teams now. Registeel Lead into Galvantula. This is not good at all. Not good at all. Both, I tried to catch something on my own Galvantula, and I'm going to catch this lunge, which still does so much damage. And I do have a rank 1 Galvantula, so I lose CMP against opposing Galvantulas. So at this point, my Galvantula has been double debuffed. I'm down in shields. My opponent is just putting me in a tough scenario here. I lose CMP again. At this point, I have to let it go and then bubble down with Azumarill, which never feels good. Because I'm going to get hit by a... Oh my gosh, barely able to get that out of there before I get hit by a discharge. It is Skarmory in the back. So I got the Galvantula out of the way. So I'm really hoping that they don't have another Registeel counter in the back. At this point, the Skarmory should barely be in Focus Blast range. I do get a shield. They're staying in here, and then they have a Whiscash in the back. Our switch clocks are definitely out of sync right now, so I'm trying to keep an eye on the timer. I'm able to get that Focus Blast through, which is really big, but that Skarmory still has all that energy. This is going to be very difficult to come back from. They had Galvantula and a Whiscash against my Registeel. It's just not a good scenario. And I'm trying to stall the switch clock here, but I have to throw a move. I imagine this gets shielded. It does. I switch into my Azumarill, go for the combo play with Ice Beam here, but this actually isn't going to be enough to KO, which is even worse, because this is for sure... They could double Sky Attack or just go for the Brave Bird. Double Sky Attack is the safer play, and they recognize that. This is going to be just enough to take me out, and then Registeel cannot lock on down this Skarmory. So they had me there. Good game. Save some time there. Galvantula, mirror match again. I lose CMP against all of these Galvantulas, which is really horrible. You want to go straight for the lunge here. I am going to try to burn some shields off of my opponent, though. I forget what I have in the back line here. It might be Azumarill and Stunfisk, which is a very popular team that lots of people are running, and I should be covering that specific team in tomorrow's video. So I'm going to double shield this lunge. Very questionable play here. I think these were my first battles ever trying out Galvantula with lunge. Because after I got swept by that Galvantula the previous game, I'm like, man, I want to try this out. I should survive this lunge. And then I'm going to be able to get off my own lunge. And they let it go down. Out comes Hypno to farm down. Not super good. Oh, I have Registeel and Azumarill in the back. Okay. So this is just a Fire Punch. I am down in shields. So I believe what I try to do is get fancy and catch a Fire Punch on my Azumarill. So it takes 4 confusions for the first punch, then 3 and 3. So as you can see, I'm going to actually be able to catch this Fire Punch here, which is great because that's wasted energy. I know this Hypno still has Thunder Punch, so that's why they're staying in. But I did preserve some health and energy on my Registeel. That Hypno is still not in Flash Cannon range. Holy crap, they bring in Scrafty, so I overfarm here a little bit. I know that this is just a power-up punch. This Play Rough is going to nuke this Scrafty. Double super effective damage here. See you later, Scrafty. And then I'm able to get to another Play Rough. And then I need to switch into my Registeel so I don't get farmed and give them free energy. Able to do it, and then I'm able to... I should barely survive this Fire Punch. It's very close. Ooh, man, and I'm able to get to that Flash Cannon. Very good game. Very close game. My poor Galvantula losing all those CMP ties in the beginning definitely is not great at all. Galvantula into Mew, this is great. You can just go straight lunge city. I have been running into some Mews that have been running Flame Charge, which from my understanding is a power-up punch clone now. Kind of interesting. So you get a little bit of fire damage, and then you get to boost your Shadow Claw damage. At this point, I should let... Oh, I'm going to double shield. I really wanted to see how much mileage I could get out of with this Galvantula here. So I'm going to throw the lunge to debuff this Munchlax and then switch into my own Azumarill. And ideally, I want to come out of this match with some loaded energy to also threaten the Mew because I dumped my energy from the Galvantula. So I'm going to throw an Ice Beam. I really should undercharge this Ice Beam in hindsight. but I was a little bit rusty on how much Ice Beam did to Munchlax. Yeah, I should have undercharged that because it really would have been nice to have some stored energy leaving that matchup. So I count to 4 air slashes and then throw the Ice Beam. It takes 5 air slashes for the Skarmory to get the Sky Attack, and Skarmory does win the CMP tie there. This Sky Attack is obviously going to take me out, but I still have the Registeel in the back. Oh, no, I have Stunfisk in the back now. Okay, I was like, see you later, Reggie, and then... Okay. I don't know why I did that play. Why did I... Oh, well, I was able to Earthquake them. Oh, okay, it's because shields were down. Shields were down, so I knew I could outpace the Mew. But could it just come in with Stunfisk there? I don't know. Galvantula into Azumarill is very favorable. Azumarill on Altaria is very favorable. And because I got a couple of those Volt switches through, it puts it into nice, clean Ice Beam range here. I'm not anticipating them shielding this. It's always strange to me when the Altarias shield the Sky Attacks, because the Azumarill can just kind of hang with this. The Dragon Breath damage is literally doing nothing to Azumarill, and the Sky Attacks do hurt, so now I will have to commit a shield, but I'm up 2 shields. I'm anticipating them going to switch at some point. There it is. They switch into Deoxys. I switch into my Stunfisk. I know that they still have that Azumarill lead, so I'm really getting all the counters aligned to where I need, and I am still up in shields, which is really good. The counters from Defense Deoxys obviously hit for super effective, but all of Deoxys' charge moves are resisted or double resisted on Stunfisk, so this is totally fine. Rock Slide is just enough to KO it. Out comes the Azumarill again. I'm going to be able to get to this Earthquake. But they throw their energy, which is even better for me. I still have a shield. I'm going to bring out Galvantula. I know they're going to switch. They're going to switch into their Altaria pretty soon here, so I just need to be prepared for that. And they're still staying in, still staying in. They're just going to let the Azu go. Doesn't even matter. Right when that Altaria comes out, I'm going to swap to my Azu and get to this Ice Beam, and it is good game for sure. I just had all of the right counters aligned with their Pokemon. Pretty much nothing they could do, but they played that pretty well there. Okay, the one spicy battle that I had. A Heatmore. A freaking Heatmore. Oh man, so this is probably a Power-Up Punch. Totally wrong, it's a Thunder Punch. That's double super, that's double resisted. Out comes Scyther. I have no idea what's going on here. This is just a Night Slash. So I'm fine tanking that. Rock Slide is double super effective on this Scyther. It's going to nuke the crap out of it. Get a shield out of Scyther. Fine by me. I'm still over farming a little bit. Going to throw another Rock Slide here. Get double shields out of the Scyther. Fine by me. I think I'll commit 1 shield here and then get to this Rock Slide. Yep. The thing with Heatmore is that Ice Beam and Play Rough are both resisted on it. So even though that is a favorable matchup for Azumarill, freaking Jolteon comes out, and I'm able to get to this Earthquake, which is gonna one-shot it, and then there's a Heatmore in the back with no shield. So this is gonna be a pretty confident win here. I do appreciate the spice. The one spicy battle I had like in all my beginning sets here. So good game here. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you appreciate the content. Best of luck in your Season 4 battles. Have some fun. Try out some new teams because you're really just going for wins right now to hit that rank 9. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you in the next video.